All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on how pride is hateful before the Most High and men, and also a quick lesson on how and why you should watch your mouth and the things that you say in this world, man, because you've got this guy, he's a YouTuber, live streamer, one of them kind of things, and he goes around saying he's the hardest man in the UK, basically saying he's the toughest guy in the UK, which, like, when you go around saying something like that, you're already making people want to test you. You're already now making people want to see if you are, despite how big you are. This guy's, I think I seen in another video before doing this lesson that he said he's 6'4", right? But that don't make him the tallest man in the UK. And fighting, for anybody that knows anything about that, is not ultimately based on height, because Mike Tyson was and is 5'10", and Mike Tyson could knock out both the men on the screen right now. Tyson Fury, who is the brother of the man on the right hand screen, Tyson Fury, who was named after Mike Tyson, said that he thought Mike Tyson would have knocked him out in one round. Tyson Fury himself used to call Alexander Usyk a midget. Alexander Usyk is 1 inch shorter than this guy. I believe Alexander Usyk is 6'3", but Alexander Usyk beat Tyson Fury twice and was punching him all around the ring on one occasion. And Tyson Fury's been knocked down before by Steve Cunningham, who's like 6'2", 6'3", and was a former cruiserweight, like how Alexander Usyk was. So claiming to be the hardest man in the UK is like, are you serious? The whole UK boxing heavyweight division could all wipe the floor with this guy in a fight. More than likely, most of them could. Some of them would not be that good at boxing, but the most known ones, all of them could beat him up, right? And then you've got all the heavyweights that would be of other combat sports. Then you've got all the cruiserweights, right? The cruiserweight professional boxers that are the highest level ones, that are also around like 200 pounds, that they'd be able to beat this guy up in a fight. And then you've got the light heavyweights that they'd be able to deal with him too. And some of the middleweights and some of the like featherweights would even be able to land one on this guy's chin and do him over, man. Like, claiming to be the hardest man in anywhere, you're showing pride, man, and it's going to lead to carnality. It's going to lead to people wanting to test you. And that's why the scriptures say, don't glory in your might. Don't glory in your riches. Don't glory in your wisdom, because those are things that can quite easily be tested in one way or another. People that glory in their wisdom and they think they've figured the financial world out, or they think they've figured out certain knowledge, well, all it takes is one or two different informations coming out, and all the things that you're talking about now, you look like an idiot. Before DNA was a thing that people used to study, people used to solve crimes, for example, a completely different way. For a long time, people believed in that the earth was the center of the world. Now people believe that, people believe that the earth moved around the sun. Now they believe, they moved that the sun moved around the earth, right? And that all the planets moved around the earth, but now people believe differently. People believe that, let me just say it like this, because I don't want to misquote. People used to believe in the past the solar system worked one way, but now it's universally accepted that the solar system works another way, right? But you're going to see this guy go over, he's got his whole jokey thing of going around saying he's the hardest man in the world, right? But when you say that kind of thing to people that actually, you go around and say that thing to people that actually care about fighting, they're going to test you. Now, 1 second, I need to just quickly do something. All right, so I'm back with the video. And I just want to quickly play some of this video to show what can happen when you go around talking as if you're like some tough guy around there in the world, man. People are going to want to test you and prove it, right? And that's why it's better to be able to handle yourself and only have to prove it in self-defense, right? Because there's been plenty of times in this world where men that are big and thought they could bully somebody that's smaller than them find out that they should have just left that guy alone. They find that, you know what, I should have just left that guy alone, man, because he's a lot crazier than I thought he was. He's a lot stronger than I thought he was. He can fight. He knows more about fighting than me, because bigger guys, like that guy that you've seen on the screen, that you're going to see on the screen, they don't get tried as much as a smaller guy. A smaller guy feels like they have to have a need for self-defense more than a naturally bigger guy. The naturally bigger guy most of the time is able to just naturally intimidate people because of the size they are, because most people in the world don't want to fight anyway. They just want to relax and chill and be able to disrespect people without it going too far. So a bigger guy normally is able to just intimidate people with the size that he is. But occasionally, he gets tested and he's not ready most of the time when that test comes. Right now, I ain't gonna try and make it like they ain't big people that can fight, because there's heavyweight divisions in all combat sports, and that's the best amongst fighting, because the bigger you are with training, the better you are going to be at fighting, because size matters in fights. Weight classes matter. Yet some of the smaller fighters could sometimes beat some of the heavier fighters, sometimes. But this lesson's not about that. I'm not Teddy Atlas, you know what I mean? This is about how you got to watch your mouth and why you got to watch your mouth in the world. Right, let me press play.
Have you met the hardest man in the UK? Game over. Oi, Charlie, come here. Yes. Hardest man.
Seeing you're the hardest man in the UK.
Well, I'm the hardest
Putting on midgets like this here.
I'll put it on you in a minute, sir.
You try and put on me now.
Whoa. Yeah, well, sorry.
Put on me.
Whoa.
You do it. Hey, put on me.
I want to just go to this because the 1 second, man. Oh, come on, man. All right, let's. What the hell? Man?
When he wants to rest. The hardest man.
I want to just say that the guy that you see with the black cap on, right? He ends up punching this guy square in his mouth and bloody in his mouth. He doesn't end up knocking him out, and he got given a clean shot. But I can tell that guy is not that good at fighting either, because he tries to do some little kind of chokehold thing, right? But let's just say that he actually understood how to apply the chokehold that he was trying to do. This guy would have got put to sleep, man. He didn't try and put that rear naked choke in properly. He didn't know how to even do it. He didn't know how to do it, but somebody that did know how to do it could have clamped that in, and now this guy is on the floor choking to death. So you shouldn't be talking all that. I'm the hardest man in the world. King David was a real warrior, you know. You can't even go as far to call King David a soldier. King David was a warrior, right? He was at even higher level. He was a warrior, man. He had mighty men. He was a warrior, jumping over fence, over walls of kingdoms, man, and getting it in, pulling out a sword and getting busy with it, man. Slicing and dicing, cutting through, running through, being at the front of the battle, taking out 200 men and putting their foreskins in a bag in order to get a wife. That was the dowry. Foreskins of Hamites, if I'm not mistaken, Philistines, man, who ain't just some easy pushovers. And there was and King David did all that, slayed Goliath, defeated lions and bears, right? And yet there was times when King David pretended to be crazy in order to get out of a fight. There was times when King David could have fought Saul, you know. King David could have fought Saul when Saul was trying to take him out. It would have been a hard fight, which King David would have won. But he could have fought Saul. He would have won that fight. I'm sure we can all agree. But it wouldn't just been no easy fight. But he didn't do it and didn't try and show his might carnally towards Saul, because he understood that was the anointed of Yahweh at that time, and that he was still the king, right? He was still the man that Yahweh had chosen before him to be the king. So he didn't do it. So even if you was the hardest man in anywhere, the toughest guy in the school, the toughest guy in your road, the toughest out of the neighbors in your cul-de-sac, right? The toughest guy at work. So what? Are you the guy that's got the most faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai? That would be something to matter about. But even you can't even boast in that, because the faith that you've got was given by the Lord. And this is a good lesson on why you should watch your mouth in the world, man. I'm gonna press play and then I'm gonna end the video.
UK.
Well, I don't know.
Putting on midgets like this here.
Have you met the hardest man in the UK?
Game over.
Oi, Charlie, come here. Yes. Hardest man.
Seeing you're the hardest man in the UK.
Well, I'm the hardest
Putting
man.
on midgets like this here.
I'll put it on you in a minute, sir.
You try and put on me now.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Put on me. You do it. Hey. Put on me.
You're coming at me to win.
Ended up getting smacked right in the mouth, man. Right? And that's why you gotta watch your mouth. Because there's already certain people that want to try and see if they can knock out a guy bigger than them. That's what this guy was trying to do. He was trying to see if he can knock out a guy bigger than him. He can't knock out that guy that's bigger than him because the punch that he landed, he had a clean shot. He wasn't even looking at him. Wasn't able to knock him down. Was able to bloody his mouth. And then the guys all talking after he got hit in the mouth. Oh, it was a joke and all of this. But if he would have got hit in the mouth by Shane Fury, who's bigger than this guy, and actually knows a bit about boxing, I don't even know who this guy is. Actually know, like it's saying Jordan McCann, I think he's Jordan McCann, I don't know who that is. I don't know who he is, right? I don't know what this guy is. I don't know if he's a fighter. I doubt he's a fighter because that punch was terrible, right? Didn't have no back foot pivot, no throwing the shoulder in with it, none of that. Didn't have no weight transfer from the legs and none of that, right? Javante Davis could punch harder than this guy, and he doesn't even weigh 150 pounds, right? That's why you got to watch your mouth and not glory in your wisdom because things can get carnal, man. Things can get carnal real quick. You're not supposed to glory in your worldly accolades and your worldly strength because people are going to want to try and test it, man. Right? It's better to be able to defend yourself and nobody even knows about it. So that if you end up in a situation where you have to defend yourself, then you can. That would be better. And on that, I'm going to say shalom.